All right, guys, it's Monday. Welcome to the Chad Prather Show. Boy, I am all talked out. Why don't y'all talk? I'll let the listeners talk. Y'all, go. All right? Do your best. Just start talking amongst yourselves. No, thank you for joining us. A lot to talk about. I am just about all talked out, honestly. 3 incredible, big sold-out shows all weekend long, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. And on to Biloxi, Mississippi. I think there's 30 tickets left at that. So doing good. Get tickets for Beaumont. That's on the 24th. Come on. I have been a range of thought and emotions this weekend as I saw the Biden administration, the White House, celebrate Pride Month with a Pride Day on the White House lawn, which is fine if that's what you want to do. That's okay. I get you recognizing a certain group of people, all right? They're not going to have Christian Day out there. They're not. You get the point. The thing that irritated me, and I tweeted about this, it was disgraceful, was the way they draped the flags. Now, I'm sure you're no stranger to this. Post Millennial came out with the image here. They've got the pride flag, which I don't even know what that is. Is that like the moving forward pride flag or something? It's weird to me that they got a black and a brown stripe in there. So they went ahead and included people of color in there. It boggles the mind with whatever logic they're using. But the issue is it is prominent in the center between 2 American flags, between the stars and stripes, between Old Glory, if you will. Now, it's a violation of the flag code. We know that. But I didn't make a point about that, even though that is a violation of the flag code. If you are going to display the U.S. flag with another flag, the other flag has to be lower or smaller than the U.S. flag. Texas flag can be flown at the same height in Texas because Texas was once a republic. Now, there were a lot of people who thought I was going after the flag code. And by the way, the U.S. flag has to be in the middle if it's going to be draped like that. But it also has to be higher. And there were people, of course, who showed me the full picture of the U.S. flag up on top of the White House on a pole, which was not in display with the pride flag. So that doesn't matter. It's these 2 flags that were violating the flag code. But that's not the point. It's not the point. It's not the point. You're giving equality to a flag that, and I could say some funny things here because I said them over the weekend. I said, people died for those flags, the red, white, and blue. People died in honor of what that flag stands for. And I could say a lot of crude things about what people have done for the one in the middle, okay? It's your sexuality. And so I just thought here for a little while, I wanted to describe my sex life for you and just see if this is what you want to hear from me. Usually we have a few drinks, and then there's some kissing and some heavy petting, and then you go to second base, feel her up real good because I'm straight, and then you see if you can put your hand between her legs, and then see if you can get those pants unzipped or that dress pulled up. You get the point where I'm going. After a while, you're going to get uncomfortable with this conversation. But I'm not done. I really want you to understand my sex life. I want you to know all the things that I do. I want you to hear about the... It starts to get real uncomfortable, doesn't it? I think I'm even starting to blush here a little bit. Do you want to hear more? Do you want to hear more, Kayla? When I start telling you about my sex life, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. But if I fight for the right to tell you about my sex life, and I want to have a parade where I swing it around in public, because I've seen some absolute disgusting displays at these parades of what's coming out now. And again, yes, children are involved. They're there. Did you happen to pull that one picture that I asked you about, Brandon, of the guy who's spread eagle there? You don't want to see this, but you're going to see it because they fought for the right for you to see this. So here's a guy. We got it blocked out. There's a woman holding a toddler, and there's a guy spread eagle with his ass in the air, giblets hanging. I've seen the undone version of this. He's wearing a thong. It's not pretty, but that woman should be in jail by my standards. And thank you to Louis Uredell, who we need to get on the show sometime. He's very insightful. Follow on Twitter and Instagram. But this is his picture that he posted up, or his comment to it. But the woman should be in jail. The child should be in a protective service because this is abuse. And forget the guy squatting over in front of him. So I had someone who said to me, and I'm being very calm with all of this stuff because I was, like I said, I was a range of emotions over the weekend with this deal. I had someone who sent me several tweets in response to my thing about the flag. It said, you can't point to one specific instance where the LGBT community has targeted children. And then they went on to say, now you can't include transgender story hour or drag story hour, I should say, drag, whatever, shows for kids. I said, no, you can't tell me what I can and can't include if they're part of the community. I could definitely use that. So you're telling me what I can't use as an example and then telling me I can't make an example. That's bad logic and it's a horrible debate technique, okay? But then I gave several examples, not the least of which, very simply, is a link to the Target department store that has Pride clothing for children. And they said, oh, you're triggered by a T-shirt. No, I'm just telling you, I gave you what you asked for. Does the LGBT community, do they ever target children? Yeah, at Target. So that was sort of an easy get right there. But again, I'm the bigot, I'm the homophobe, I'm all these things. No, I'm just telling you, I don't care how you live your life, but I don't even care if you fight for your right to have sex or whatever you want to do. But here's the thing. When you're continually shoving it in people's faces, they get tired of it. You don't want to hear me talk about my sex life. It gets uncomfortable after a while. And what if every time you came over to my house, I said, you sit down, I want to tell you about last night. We're going to, you know what? Let's eat some chicken, and I'm going to tell you about some dicking. How about that? We're going to sit here all night long. You're going to hear more about my sex life and how empowered I feel as a sexual beast. Everybody wants this. After a while, you'd get sick of hearing. You would ignore me. You would marginalize me. You would put me in the corner. You would shadow ban me. You would not want to be around me. You would get sick of my voice because I'm constantly telling you about my sex life. It's the same difference. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with what we're dealing with this. This is Pride Month on steroids. I've never seen anything like this. Here's the problem. No one has a problem with a grassroots movement. If people, just the normal rank and file of civilization, say, hey, we feel marginalized, we feel like there's something that, we need to be recognized for, and we want to speak out about that. Throughout history has actually been changed by grassroots movements. What we're seeing today with this whole community thing is not grassroots anymore. It's being preached to you from the top down. So the president is telling you, and he tweeted this, not him, but whoever his people were, because it came out at 9:30 at night, and he was in bed for 3 hours at that point. But there was a tweet with the flag from the perspective inside the White House looking out towards Washington, D.C. It says, we are now a nation of pride. That is not grassroots. When the president, the leader of the free world, is telling you that you're now forced to be a nation of pride, again, something that has its foundation rooted in sexuality, you should see where there's a problem. That's no longer a grassroots movement. Whenever corporate America is telling you you have to celebrate with every baseball game you go to, with every T-shirt you buy, with every cell phone call you make, you somehow are going to be tied back to the celebration of someone's sexuality. After a while, you get sick of hearing about it because you're being told by the masters how you should accept certain behaviors and lifestyles. And it's like, no, I just want to live my life. I would like to be left alone by you. I don't want you to tell me your value system. I don't need Target department store to tell me their value system. Listen, I don't need to hear Hobby Lobby's Christianity. I don't need to hear Chick-fil-A's whatever they were closed on Sunday stuff. I don't care. If you choose to run your business on a value basis, do it. But that's internal. You don't have to make the whole world suck it, okay? Let's use that euphemism. You don't have to do that. So this top-down preaching, this top-down management, it's no longer a grassroots movement. And the American flag, guys, doesn't need qualifiers. It doesn't need qualifiers. Now, flags that have flown at the White House, they many times will put up the POW-MIA on the flagpole underneath the American flag. People say, well, they're flying that flag. Yeah, there's a very specific reason why they're doing that. And it's not something that's an antithesis, but it's a complement to the American flag in that it's celebrating those people who sacrificed for the flag above, the American flag. In 1918, the White House flew the Serbian flag. That's a historical fact. And they were doing it in solidarity with Serbia. And if you go and you look at the history of that, there were letters between cabinet members and Congress members and Serbian officials. They took a long time to coordinate this thing, and they did it for a very specific reason. I'll let you go discover the history for yourself. Occasionally, they will fly the flag of the president, which state he's from. So Joe Biden would have the Delaware flag up there. And so there's reasons why they do that. But the American flag doesn't need to be competed with, and it doesn't need to be qualified. So in other words, a pride flag that says, look, we're going to say that now in America, everyone is accepted. You're missing the point of the American flag. The American flag already says everyone is accepted. If you will look up what the field of blue and the stars and the stripes and the red and the white, if you'll look up the meanings of what they stand for, it shows you that everybody is already included. And there's honor in that. That's where you take your pride. That's why we salute the flag. We're proud of it. And we honor it. But the point is, people died for that flag. And more importantly, they died for what that flag represents. To come out there and say, oh no, we've got to qualify that flag with another flag that includes more people is a slap in the face to what you just did over a week ago at Memorial Day. Guys, this isn't about bigotry. It's not. It's not about hate. It's not about intolerance. It's not about not accepting certain people. This is about common sense and just saying, you know, at some point in time, we got to let people just be people, because they're going to be. And they're going to do all kind of crazy things with their life. There's going to be heroes. There's going to be villains. There's going to be good guys. There's going to be bad guys. And it's like we're sitting here trying to make you believe that that everything has to be accepted no matter what banner it comes under. And that's simply not true. You don't live your life that way. And I could list numerous examples of the things that you discard from your life. It doesn't mean you hate that person. You just don't like what they do. And whether you approve of it or not, even if you do like what they do, whether you approve of it or not, you don't have to include that person in your life. You can literally exclude people from your life for all types of reasons. But for someone, some taskmaster, overseer, government official, or anybody else, corporate America, to come in and say, you must accept this person, that's a problem. That's a problem. There's no law that tells me I've got to like you. I know some straight people that I like a lot, and I know some straight people that I don't want anything to do with. What does that make me? Am I a heterophobe? You can apply that to any person out there, because ultimately I don't qualify you based on who you're having sex with. I don't give a damn who you're having sex with. That's between you, that person, and God, I guess. I don't know what your worldview is, but hey, that's between you and the person you're having sex with. I don't have to glorify it. I don't have to care about it. And for God's sakes, you don't have to listen to me talk about my sex. Although at some point in time, you probably should, at least once. Pretty exciting stuff. All right. Every day the parallel economy grows bigger and bigger. It's powered by everyday Americans who are sick and tired of all the woke propaganda being jammed into every product they consume. Big mobile companies, they are no different. For years, they have been dumping millions of dollars into leftist causes, and we had to sit there and take it because, hey, you need a cell phone. And you probably thought there was no alternative, but there is. Patriot Mobile, they're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the best possible service in your area without the woke politics. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech and religious freedom and the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, your military, veterans, first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. So keep your phone, keep your number as well. Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad, or you can call them at 878-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation today with offer code CHAD. Ask about their coverage guarantee while you're there. Get the same dependable service and take a stand for your values. So make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/Chad, or call them up at 878-PATRIOT. We'll be right back. All right, in case you guys don't think I have any skin in the game here, let me just share this with you. A little death threat. I don't always share my death threats. We should, actually.
Yeah, that'd be a fun segment, the death threat of the week.
Yeah. Why not? So here's one from @KellyPatrick_22. Let me read her exhilarating bio. I'm assuming it's a her. Christian, quote unquote, Christian in bio equals you're a fascist. So if you're Christian, you're a fascist. We're coming for the fascists. Lock in. Games are over. Take cover. We pack in 2, babes. So here's what Kelly, whatever her name was, @KellyPatrick_22 said to me. Said, plug your ears if you must. Cry f***ing harder, you absolute pussy. You're gonna get clapped. My response at 1:24 p.m. yesterday afternoon was, not by you, bitch. And at 10 o'clock last night, Kelly Patrick_22 wrote back, 100% good luck, fascist. All right. Again, I thought we were accepting and tolerant of everyone. Now again, you can go through my tweets. At no point do I call anybody out or say anything negative to anybody about being gay or trans. I've consistently said that you guys need to stop messing with children. I don't see why that's such a hard concept. If you feel the need to include children in this nonsense, then you have a problem. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this. This is Lockheed Martin. This is their Pride Parade. Just play the clip. 14. If you got it. You got it? Let's let her rip. Come on. Now, where was that?
Pretty sure that one was in the D.C. Pride Parade.
It's D.C. Pride Parade. So.
Yeah. Nothing says your movement has jumped the shark like Lockheed Martin signing on.
Yeah. So there you are. I mean, they're out there building, fighter planes for us. And
it's funny because there's been a meme where it's like putting the rainbow sticker on the bombs. And
yeah,
they're doing the memes now. They're really just doing it.
You know what I want them to take pride in is their freaking appearance. Because if you look at that pile of Javas walking down the street, I thought gay people were supposed to be the most attractive ones because they, they dress nice and we weren't. Wow, what I'm seeing there. That's me being mean. Okay, yes, I'm joking. I don't care what your fat ass looks like. But then there was this guy who's a gamer, which it's a culture I'll never understand. Does that make me bigoted towards gamers? I don't understand them either. I don't get it. Being gay makes more sense to me than being a gamer. How's that for a soundbite? Nick Kolchev, a.k.a. Nick Merckx, he's punished by Activision and Call of Duty, which, I mean, if you're a gamer, you don't want to get punished by Activision or Call of Duty. Because he tweeted this right here. He said, they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. Thanks for saying so, buddy. But apparently this guy's a superstar in the video game world, and he said shouldn't do it. So what are they going to do? Says, here's what Forbes said about this guy, Kolchev. They said content revenue on his videos and live streams, a platform exclusivity deal, and a growing list of brand sponsorships add up to $15 million for him in 2022. Keep playing them games, son. That's some expensive fingers you're using right there. So anyway, that's he called that out. And what it says he responded to a tweet about the clash between protesters outside a Los Angeles County School District building where board members were voting to determine if schools would recognize June as Pride Month. There were demonstrators calling for educators to leave our kids alone in response to pushing an LGBTQ agenda in schools. Despite the protest, the school board unanimously voted to recognize June as Pride Month. So, yeah, and he responded to that and said you ought to leave the kids alone. So now they're coming after him, and Call of Duty came out and said, due to recent events, we have removed the Nick Merckx operator bundle from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone store. We're focused on celebrating Pride with our employees and our community. So again, you can make $15 million a year and bring untold profits to these companies. But I promise you, if these companies are paying him $15 million in revenue from sponsorships and being, an affiliate for them, I promise you they're making a lot more off of him. So when they're willing to sacrifice that, they don't care anymore. Forbes added he alleges the point he was trying to make was about how parents should talk to their children about those issues rather than teachers talking about it in a classroom, sparking debates about existing sex ed classes in schools. Kolchev said on Twitter, he said, friends are created in good times, but families are built through adversity. Appreciate all of you that have my back, understand my position as a new father, and recognize the love I have for all. Ain't no hate in this heart. See, that's the thing that really bugs me is how people automatically go to accusing it of being hate. It's not hate. It's just saying, hey, listen, you're going to do these things. We're not trying to stop you from doing these things. I don't know of anybody with any common sense who's out there saying, you know what, we're going to put a stop to this pride parade's nonsense. No, you're out there having your parades. You're doing what you're going to do. You've been doing it for years. My God. We talked about being in West Hollywood the other day. You go into a sandwich shop that's right down the street from where the Ramada, the gayest place in Hollywood. You go right down there and you go in and there's big paintings or pictures all over the wall from pride parades from back in the 60s and the 70s in West Hollywood. So they've been going on for a long time. The difference between the pride parades then is everybody was dressed and they looked happy. The images I'm seeing today, you guys aren't happy at all. I thought that's what it meant when you were gay. But I mean, I guess, listen, and here's the thing, guys. You can say what you want to say. You keep pushing this thing and putting it up there, calling it pride. It's the seventh deadly. It's the biggest deadly sin. The 7 deadly sins. Pride. The Bible says, pride goes before the fall, before destruction. Again, these corporate masters, these political masters are setting this thing up for a fall. And for instance, let me see if I could dig this thing out right quick. Poll finds that transgender agenda has lost ground over the last 3 years. It's falling. I mean, people are sick of this crap. And again, they're not sick of you as a human being. They're just sick of this crap being crammed down their throat. And, I said the other day in response to Joe Biden on Twitter, I'm sure he was sitting up reading it, about all this oppressed peoples and how the gay community is being targeted with violence. And I'm like, where? The problem, Joe, and this is what I said, paraphrasing, Joe, you're causing the danger because you are shining a spotlight on people and making them more marginalized and backing them into a corner and forcing people to now talk about this with vitriol because they're tired of having it crammed down their throat. So the actual danger is putting this whole deal under a magnifying glass and exposing certain things, and then people who are gay and just want to be left alone and live their life, they're getting lumped into something that they didn't ask for. They didn't want anything to do with it. But now everybody's talking about it. And it's like all the progress we made to be accepted is now being regressed. Because people are like, okay, well, if this is how it's going to be, then shit, you don't get any of it. None of it. You know, Anthony Bass, we talked about him, who was the pitcher for the Blue Jays. Well, his first problem was he was playing for a Canadian team, all right? That's never going to go well. You know, he came out and he said something about the LGBTQ thing, and then he went back and because he said something, he shared a tweet about the boycotts of Target and Bud Light. Then he came back and he apologized and said, you know, I'm sorry I said all those things, blah, blah, blah. Never apologize, guys. That's why my whole brand is Chad Prather, unapologetic. Don't apologize. And they fired him. They fired him because, you know, he went and he kind of doubled back on his thing. And the Blue Jays just said that's enough. And so they cut him. He's out. So you can grovel at their feet. You can apologize. But if you dare share your convictions in any way, shape, or form, they will cancel you. That's it. So you messed up. I hope you don't lose your career over it, Anthony. But I'd be a little more concerned with having a 4.95 ERA in 22 games than what you think about the trans community. So, anyway, all right. Goodness gracious. Cleaning guns is just one of those necessary hassles in life. Yes, it's a hassle. It's a hassle. I know there's those of you who just love doing it. I like to shoot my guns, and in order to do that, you got to make sure that they're clean. It's a dirty job. Get those guns out, take them all apart, do all those kind of things. And I want to tell you an easier way to clean your gun, and I think you're going to love it if you try it, and that is Barrel Buddy. So Barrel Buddy compresses to fill the interior of your gun's barrel. You put it on the end of the rod there, and it will clean the rifling grooves as it goes through. And it's going to, it's composed of polymer, so it's not a fabric, and it doesn't leave behind any residual particles, which makes it a safer concept. So it scrubs and collects the particulates, then it absorbs the remaining residue, buffs the interior clean, and you can even lubricate your firearm with Barrel Buddy. So cleaning your gun it's an important step in being a responsible gun owner. Barrel Buddy is a totally new concept, better way to take care of your firearms. So I want you to get some today. I guarantee you'll love them. Show them some support, everybody. BarrelBuddy.com. Visit them and see what it's all about. That's BarrelBuddy.com. We'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, remember what they told me? They said, I can't get past this whole flag thing, but, you know, I tweeted that thing out. Somebody said, you can't point to one example where they're targeting kids and do anything in front of kids. Play clip number 9. Look, there's kids. Why are they wearing dog masks and leather? Your sex is political. Why are these guys wearing BDSM stuff? There's kids with the pride flags. I mean, here come the people in the dog masks and the leather, and here come the drag queens. Very ugly drag queens. Here come the furries. Hey, when you get a chance, Brandon, text me that clip, please.
Yeah,
I'm gonna blow somebody's ass up with that shit.
You know, it was interesting watching that. I haven't been to that many pride parades, but I don't remember there being such a focus on just weird kinks.
Yeah,
like the puppy masks. I never saw one of those until this year, and now I feel like they're everywhere. I can't tell if we're just gradually getting weirder as a people.
It's yes. It's taking it to a level of what's the word? It's so illogical to try to make you accept this, but if they can continue to put craziness in front of you like that. I mean, I see a guy, let me be completely transparent here. There are some attractive men in the world. I am confident enough in my hetero status to be able to tell you, yes, that is an attractive man. Sometimes I see a guy and the girls are all about it, and I'm like, would you, like I'll ask CJ, I'll ask my girlfriend, I'll ask somebody, I'll say, is he attractive? Now, women are attracted to things for different reasons, okay? Like a guy can see a woman across the parking lot and be like, yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that right now. That may be a crazy screaming bitch. I don't know. She might have 3 titties, but I would do that from here. I know that. Women typically aren't wired like that. Like women don't just see a stranger in the parking lot usually and say, yeah, give me some. Give me some. There's a difference between men and women. And so you could play with that in your gender ideology, but it's true. Men are visually stimulated. They see something and they become aroused. All right. That's why pornography is so strong. Now that doesn't mean women don't look at pornography, but by and large, that is a male audience. Okay. That is why Hugh Hefner was a whatever, billionaire. And so iconic is because he created Playboy. He targeted, a gentleman's magazine, so to speak. When you go to the strip club, for some reason, they call them the gentleman's club. There's no gentleman in the strip club, I can tell you that. But that's what they call them. It is male-dominated because men are visually stimulated. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Women, however, they're more emotionally stimulated. They are attracted to confidence. They are attracted to someone that they perceive as a provider. They are attracted to, I'm not saying that you're not also visually stimulated, but I'm talking about by and large women, they're drawn to somebody that has confidence, someone who has leadership skills, someone who seems to be in charge and has some influence. So like CJ, I've asked about certain people. I was like, that guy's he's always got a pretty date. Like, is he a good looking guy? Because I don't see where he is. And she's like, it's because he has all these things going on. And it's that sign of, being very successful. And I was like, okay, so women can be attracted to that. I get it. I said all that to say that if you put on a leather dog mask, there is nothing visually stimulating about that. I don't get it. So as a man, and I'm assuming these are men in these masks, and you're trying to attract other men in masks, I don't trust anybody in a mask, okay? I don't go to Mardi Gras. You know why? Because everybody's wearing a damn mask. You could do a lot of stuff when you're wearing a mask that you wouldn't do if somebody can see your face. Why do you think these protesters and Antifa and these so-called white supremacist groups or whatever the hell they are go out there? They're always wearing their masks because you get away. You say a lot of things. You do a lot of things when somebody doesn't know your identity. So that's and don't even get me started on them wanting to bring back the face mask for COVID reasons or whatever, which they've talked about doing. But there's nothing visually stimulating about that. So I don't get it either, Brandon. I don't understand it. But either way, Joe Biden's in charge. And by the way, everybody blaming Joe Biden for hanging the pride flag. Joe Biden didn't know if shit was hanging on a pole. He didn't have a clue what was going on. Had no clue what was happening. Play clip number 3, please.
As Commander-in-Chief, I was proud to have ended the ban on transgender Americans serving in the United States military.
He takes care of them transgenders. I think that's Joe Biden calling it a clown show right there. Took care of those transgenders. Wow. Old Joe. Thanks, buddy. Let's do one more Joe clip. Do number 5, please.
I think that, this is on. Joe, you're going to have to come back out because we have our entertainment and everybody's waiting for that. Not that they're not waiting for you. So, Joe, come on back. He'll come back out. He'll come back out after the entertainment.
That's Jill Biden. That is the First Lady of the United States telling Joe, her husband, the President of the United States, that he just wandered off. And that's her pulling his leash right there. Now, he just said, as Commander-in-Chief of the United States, and his wife is snatching that dog collar back. I don't know. Maybe Joe saw those dog masks and just wandered off because he wanted to get another sniff. They got dogs over here. I want to go pet these dogs. Oh my gosh. Play I can't get enough of Joe Biden. Play let's do it all. Let's play number 1. Go ahead. Play number 1. Absolutely clueless. Play number 2.
Everybody cross their fingers. And this is, it does not work. This is a great opportunity to show you how our students have to troubleshoot things. So
Joe is
That
vapid.
is the most confused a human being can look.
I mean,
His eyes right there he's just gone.
no, he's checked out.
Yeah.
Totally checked out.
Oh.
That's why when these polished and grammatically correct tweets come out, to me, that's the biggest parade right there on the American people, beyond the policies that are actually, I mean, we may never recover from this stuff that Joe has enacted with this administration, this radicalized administration. The fact that, I mean, he's not tweeting, he's not speaking to the American people. Donald Trump, at least his tweets were sort of like these wild-ass fireside chats. You knew it was him saying it. You could literally read it in his voice, but you don't see Joe talking about the transgesters on Twitter.
I do think we should use that term, though. I really like transgesters.
Like I said a few weeks ago, I came out with transgender.
Yep.
And the transgester. I like them both.
Yeah.
So what we should do is, did y'all see? Oh, you know what? Did y'all see Dylan Mulvaney's new look? I didn't tell you to pull that clip.
Oh, I'll pull that for
pull
the next
it for
block.
the next segment.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I want to talk about my confusion in the next segment, and of course, we want to talk about Alex Stein. All right, I want you to picture for a minute what it would be like if all of a sudden the global medication. I almost pulled a Joe Biden right there. Medification. The global medication supply chain of antibiotics just disappeared right before your eyes. Now, most of your medicine is not made in this country. It's manufactured in India and China. And if something goes wrong, they're going to take care of their own needs first, and you're out of luck. So what do we do when all of a sudden, we or somebody we love needs antibiotics and there simply aren't any to be had? Well, the answer is you should have a supply on hand in case of a disaster. And you can do that with the Jace case from Jace Medical. It's a great way to keep yourself prepared for the worst. It's a pack of 5 different courses of antibiotics that you can use to treat a long list of bacterial illnesses, whether it's respiratory infections, UTIs, sinusitis, skin infections, and a whole lot more. It's a great way to be ready for shortages. It's perfect for traveling. So don't get caught unprepared. Go to jacemedical.com, enter code CHAD, that's, I spell it Chad, at checkout. That's promo code Chad at jasemedical.com, and we'll be right back. I know you guys don't want to see Dylan Mulvaney anymore, but tough. He changed his hair. He said he's what you said earlier about how it's getting crazy and crazy. Again, I want to remind you guys, this whole deal is about language. Ultimately, this all boils down to language. You don't call LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans. You don't call it that. Queer. I mean, when you start saying those words out loud, you got to make it an acronym, right? Because those other words, they connotate the actions that people are engaged in. And that's, again, like, you don't want to hear me talk about my sex life. You don't want to hear about anybody else talk about their sex life. So you got to put an acronym in there. So when Dylan Mulvaney comes out and says he's ready to graduate from girlhood, now he's going to what? Womanhood. So he's literally been targeting children. He has a huge TikTok audience of young people, I should say. And that's why he was playing the whole girlhood fantasy up, all right? Well, now, again, with following the language, following the words, comes the actions. So here's the new transitioned Dylan, I guess we could say. He's blonde now. He's blonde. He went ahead and went platinum there. That's just still got a penis on it. Still got, you could put $800 worth of makeup, and that's, I don't know if you've seen Dylan without the makeup, you know that there's a lot of 5 o'clock shadow, there's bad acne, there's a lot of things going on there, and this guy has a couple $100 worth of makeup on right there in that picture, because he got a lot of layers he's got to cover up some shit, man, and that still has a penis on it right there,
and still no tits,
no boobs,
boobs.
because he's not gonna fully do that. Because he's still just a gay guy.
I guess, yeah, because he's got boob money now.
Oh, he's got plenty of tit money.
Yeah.
I mean, $10,000, he could get all the tit he needs.
Yeah, he could have a real nice rack.
Yeah, I don't even know what tit surgery costs these days.
I bet he could probably do a sponsorship for it and get it free.
Oh, he could get free boobs easily.
Hell yeah.
I promise you, there is a silicone manufacturer out there that's ready to drop bubbles in that dude's chest.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
1,000%. It's
no
the easiest way to show off your work.
Like if you told Alex Stein to get tits for a bit, he would go under the knife.
I don't think I'd need to tell him. I think he'd probably run it by me and be like, I mean, it's funny. I wouldn't do it.
This is my plan. I mean, Alex Stein. So if you've seen any of the news this weekend, every headline from Rolling Stone to AP to CNN, Fox News, you name it, they're talking about this provocateur, that's the word, who harassed Brittany Griner, who is a WNBA basketball player, spent 9 months in Russian prison for getting caught with a vape pen with weed in it. And, you know, obviously we know that she, whatever they are, every time I say she, everybody says, that's a dude.
Yeah,
I'm
to be honest, I'm kind of undecided on that.
I'm undecided too.
Yeah.
I do not. Her pronouns are she.
Well, that makes a huge difference.
I think it's a woman. I think Brittany Griner has a lot of testosterone.
Sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a woman.
I'm pretty sure that's a woman. She's a woman. Kayla. She's a woman. I wish we had Kayla mic'd so y'all could hear all of her little remarks. I love you, Kayla. But I'm reasonably certain. Y'all can say what you want to say. That's a woman. But I was part of talking Alex out of. That was Alex Stein, our very own Blaze TV's Alex Stein, the host of Primetime with Alex Stein. That was our very own pimp on a blimp who was in the DFW airport and actually encountered Brittany Griner. I won't tell you what he wanted to do because he had another plan because he knew she was going to be here playing basketball. I won't tell you what he planned to do. And I said, legitimate bad idea, Alex. But he happened to run into her in the airport, and, of course, you don't want to run into Alex and his camera phone at the airport. And, of course, everybody's saying, oh, he's a provocateur. She was in danger. Okay. She got asked a couple of questions by a comedian. Play it.
BG, was that a fair trade for the Merchant of Death? I know you kill it on the court, but he kills it in real life. Is it true you had to have sex with Vladimir Putin to get released from Russia, Britt?
Get out of the way, dog.
Britt.
Get out of the way.
Britt, is it true you had to...
Get out of the way.
What about his wife?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to talk to Brittany. Hey, Britt.
Like this.
Do you still want to boycott America, Brittany?
Stop.
Well, get off me.
Stop. Stop.
I'm weird. Why? She hates America. What about the Merchant of Death, Britt? Get off me.
Stop, dude.
Get off me. Was that a fair trade for the Merchant of Death? I know you killed it on the court, but he killed it in real life. Is it true you had to have sex with Vladimir Putin? What do you get released from Russia, Britt? Britt.
Why are you being like that?
Dude, I want to talk to Britt. Britt, you scared to talk to me? Britt, you're scared.
Have a good day.
The Merchant of Death, Britt.
Have a good day.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Off me. Get off me.
Stop now.
Britt, do you hate America? Britt, was it a fair trade for the Merchant of Death? Britt, was it a fair trade?
All right, cut it.
Brittany.
I mean, people have been talking to celebrities and asking them questions in public, taking their pictures and all that for a long, long time, as long as there's been celebrities. But again, what they're doing now, all of these articles that are come out, if you read them, they're trying to make Brittany Griner into the victim now. Now they're trying to make her into the martyr. She's being attacked in public. The WNBA was afraid for her safety. I just read a effing death threat that I got over talking about the flag. I can take it. I'm reasonably certain. You know, when I put it out there, I knew then I could take it. When she decided she wasn't going to stand for the national anthem and she was going to reject American values, I'm pretty sure at that point in time she should have counted the cost and said, I should know the repercussions of what's going to come back on me and bite me in the ass. But again, there's Alex doing what Alex does best. It's pretty funny if you think about it from the perspective of the way Alex does things. But again, they're going to continue. They're going to beat Alex up over this one.
That's what I told him when I saw it start picking up. I was like, this is going to be a fun one, buddy.
Yeah, they're going to get him on this one.
Yeah,
they're going to try to because they got to make her a victim now. Mm-hmm. That's the way they got to do it. So anyway, hey, I was out in Abilene, Texas this past week talking to my buddy Chad Myers with JM4 Tactical, and my buddy Zach Rushing. I showed him my leather magnetic holster, the magnetic retention holster. They've got the only one that's on the market, that's patented on the market. And he said, dude, where'd you get that thing? And so I had to call Chad Myers, and I was like, man, Zach wants these things, man. So it's the coolest holster for your gun ever. Those holsters are crafted out of Herman Oak full grain U.S. grade A steer hide. Super comfortable. You forget you're even carrying. You can wear it in your belt. And even if you got non-structured waistbands like, athletic shorts or sweats or leggings or something like that, you can use this holster because the magnet is so powerful. It holds your gun in place, and you can stick that thing anywhere. So it's really, really cool on how it just is right there on your body, and it's safe. So it's really cool. So I want you to check these guys out because they're good friends. They've been completely banned from advertising on Facebook just because it's a holster, for crying out loud. So if you carry your firearm, this is the way you need to do it. And I want you to check out their holsters because it's insane how good they are. So check out their magnetic holsters and go over to JM4, that's the number 4, Tactical, jm4tactical.com, and use discount code CHAD. Check them out today. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching today, guys, or listening in, whichever way you're choosing to do it. I would encourage you, please, to go over where podcasts are offered. Leave us a 5-star rating and a review. That helps us tremendously. It helps my vanity rankings. And I like it. And go over to watchchad.com for all the fun stuff is. Check out the new store. We've got some incredible giveaway going on right now. And also check out my tour schedule. So I told you Biloxi this weekend. Don't even try it. It's going to be sold out probably today. But Beaumont, there's a lot of seats left there because it's a massive place and we're selling pretty quick. But I want you to be there in Beaumont. That's on June 24th. You can get it over there at watchchad.com. And other shows that are coming up. Oakmont, Pennsylvania is a little ways out, but that one's going to sell out too. So I'm just telling you, there's some cool stuff coming. And don't forget to subscribe to Blaze, blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad, and we will see you tomorrow. We love you. God bless you. Bye.